Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of the Couch Cat podcast. I believe we're on episode 4, right?
Special edition, right?
Yeah, yeah. Um, we're here to talk about gaming, predominantly PC gaming, indie games, what we're playing, all that jazz. And yeah, I'm your host Ryan, and I'm here with my bud, cousin, and partner in crime,
Brandon.
Brandon. Yeah, you said your name.
Okay,
Awesome.
thank you.
And today's episode, we're going to talk about Remnant.
From
Um,
Ashes, from the
yeah,
Ashes,
from the
right?
Ashes on for PC. It's a game, much like any other game that's adjacent to Dark Souls. It's an action RPG, based around gun mechanics and all around dark vibes. It's Everyone's been calling it Dark Souls with guns, and that's probably the easiest way to explain it.
Oh, it
Um,
is, yeah.
yeah, it doesn't do it justice, honestly. There's more to it than that, but
Yeah.
no,
Isn't as
it's a
crazy, but as
yeah,
Dark Souls,
it's
but
it's a fun game. Specifically in co-op, like it's fully fleshed out and cooperative play, and it was a blast playing it with Brandon and then our friend Ben, who
yeah.
actually picked the game out. So we kind of do this. I wouldn't say Russian roulette, but we go around and we get to pick. Hey, what do we want to play together? Blah blah blah. And of course, this dude Ben, he's not here to say it himself, but he loves Dark Soul games. He loves nitty gritty action RPGs, and I'm all
Same.
about not having to be scared of the dark playing games, and this is one of them. And of course, he had to pick it, and then it was on sale. We took advantage of it. Uh, Brandon took advantage of it. Probably one of the first trio co-op games we played in a while.
And like went through the whole thing and finished.
Yeah, non DLC. We beat
Non-DLC,
the
yeah,
base
right.
game on time because we have an awesome reputation for, like, Civilization comes to mind, never finishing campaigns or just never finishing games in general.
That's because that game takes like 10 hours for a run game.
Yeah, like can we can we put the cheat code in for nukes and just
Nix
end
and
it?
put it in, yeah, right away. Have a nuclear submarine floating around.
Yeah. So anyway, Brandon, what was your overall impression, like, from start to finish?
Oh, at first I
Like, was
loved
it
it. I
with
thought
your
the graphics were
time?
really good.
Yeah.
Right, yeah. So I thought the graphics were really cool. Storyline I thought was really cool at first. I was like, oh, we're gonna be a hero. We have to go do this tower. Don't know any backstory to that. Maybe it's like in some older remnant or something that we're missing.
Ne- Never knew more from
Never knew
there.
more other than
Yeah.
I'm on a boat floating to this island with all these creatures, and I have to go to this tower. And then I don't even think. Okay, yeah, I'm not even gonna ruin the ending yet, but a lot of gripes about the storyline. That's probably the one bad thing. But I mean, it's rated really high. I think it was like 9 out of 10 on Steam. So like 91%, I think like that, like the game from Google.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, like, if people are playing this game and they really love it, it's probably not. This is my opinion, but it's probably not for the story. It's
Oh, it's
probably
definitely not for the
for
story. It's the
the
gameplay.
bosses, the challenge, the co-op gameplay. But like I said in my article, which you can find on couchcatgaming.com, Remnant for the Ashes, through the tags. But yeah, like I had no idea what was going on. Like, I was barely, you know, cognizant that we were betraying people, that we were trying to get somewhere, that we were trying to find one dude, um, who had, like, all the information and went missing. So
Yeah,
we're
it's so weird. It's almost like you're in like a Fallout hangar, and you have to go to like something
yeah.
like that, or
Oh,
vault,
that
whatever
hub
you want
we
to
like
call it.
we never like we spent like 5 minutes. The longest we spent there was because it wouldn't allow us to talk to an NPC all at once. Like, trying to buy stuff, we had to wait in freaking line.
Line to buy from a store.
Yeah, which is, like, archaic, right? Like, I
Especially
have
now
not
these
seen that in
days.
the game
Yeah,
in so long.
it's so weird. And what
Yeah.
also sucked was like at first we're finding things like, oh, it's like DLC, DLC. And
Oh yeah,
apparently we
lock.
missed like a
Yeah.
lot of things, like a lot of stores and stuff like that. Those dudes who are hiding throughout the map.
Yeah, I mean, reading. the game guide, like, because man, right, like going back to write these, part one and then eventually writing part two of our Remnant experience, like, it's hard to keep track of what was like going on, like from boss to boss, and
Yeah.
reading the guides, like finding alternative bosses, armor sets behind puzzles and weapons or whatever, and I'm like, oh man, we missed. Unfortunately, we did. We missed like 50 or 40% of the game. But
Probably, yeah.
on the flip side, it didn't hinder us, right? Like we
Nah,
still made it. We
yeah, we
still had
still
a
made
good
it. We
time.
kicked some ass during it.
Yeah, we came to shoot things.
Yeah, that's
Like
literally our main concept. Is like we didn't even care about the storyline. It'll come out.
no, like
You meet all
like
these
Ben
characters. Like, give a fuck.
Ben's over there and he's like, "Wow, what's this? Wow, this is
Yeah.
some deep lore." And we're like, "Can we go to the next boss?"
Can we just
Can
go?
we- and then we go back to the hub. Like, dude, we will be like hours in the field, and then we'll come back to the hub and be like, well, I guess this is a new skill. I guess it would have been useful like
Useful
last level.
during like the other boss that we just didn't really care for.
Yeah, yeah.
There's only one time that bit us in the butt, and that's when I had the only perk to dodge the spikes
the
from this like very terrible. What is this called? His name again? This
oh,
boss?
the vine thing that
Is it
like
the
came out
vine
of the
boss?
ground.
No, the spikes that came from the wall. That took us like an hour to complete.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. That boss. Yeah, that's
I don't even remember his name.
it's in the article.
Yeah, it's in
But
the article. Check it out.
yeah, no, that was awful. Yeah, like having that dome shield be our like saving grace, and you're the only
I
one.
was the
So
only
if
one
you
who
went
had it, and it
down,
was
we
on my
were
pistol, so I
we
had to
were
shoot with my
doomed.
pistol, so I did no damage.
And then didn't Ben finish it off with a pistol?
Mm-hmm.
Because we
He
because we
ran.
all
We
like
ran out of ammo.
so yeah, that boss fight, which we can't name. So I guess it remains a surprise to you if you haven't played it. Very rarely does ammo spawn. Maybe like once along the walls before you get spiked to death because it shoots like darts, spikes, whatever you want to call them, at you as projectiles, and it's yeah, like we were all like, I ran out of ammo and I just died. I was just like, well, I can't
Yeah.
do anything. And then our friend Ben, like after hours of doing this, finished him off with like one magazine of his pistol left.
I think we had when looking through the video that I took of it, and I was like cutting up a video, kind of like trying to do like a montage of all the times we died. But I
Uh,
realized that within like the first 10 minutes of fighting the boss, we died about 8 to 9 times, and I was like, oh, well, this is gonna take forever. And I realized we died 37 times. Was it? I wrote down.
oh
Yeah,
my god.
37. We died 37 times, and there was probably like two times. There's one time we got close, and then the next time we actually finished it. But yeah.
Hey, edit that out. Don't let people know how bad we are.
Oh yeah, yeah.
We're
I'm
not.
only showing
We
like the
lose
good
our
times,
street
right?
cred.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, so there were bosses that held us up, like that one, the
Yeah.
Spike dude, and then the two, killer hornets
Hornets,
that
whatever it was. Yeah.
were just like had mini spirit bombs from the and we're stuck on the bridge. And honestly, the bridge was our biggest enemy, especially for you, Brandon.
All right, rolling
Rolling off
around
it.
is so hard in this
You're,
game.
like,
You
because
have
the
to
bridge
dodge.
degrades.
Yeah, you have to dodge, and then like if you roll, but your character's slightly turned the wrong way, you go right off the bridge.
Yeah, and the bridge degrades through the fight. So like you don't
You lose your
if you're not paying
focus.
attention, like because Brandon's dropping domes, like that's all like that was his job that whole fight, and um,
So
it's really hard to pay
super
attention
slow
to that, and he
start.
just dude, and it was getting so like tense. It was like God dang it. But so besides those like two boss fights, and yeah, I guess the final one, which we're not gonna really talk about. I mean, it's a spoiler for those who are just discovering it. I mean, heck, it took us, almost a year to
I,
even come around to the game.
I don't even know, but the ending was kind of weird because like
Oh
the
yeah,
new character, that's this
yeah.
little
In
boy.
in good
Yeah.
fashion, it was just like whatever. Like
Yeah.
it was.
For me, it was just
It was
like, how is this the final boss? Like, I don't even understand how he led up to this. I thought we're supposed to fight like the root, and
yeah,
then we
I don't
feel like
even
we're fighting the
know.
root there at
Yeah,
the end.
I mean that's kind of our fault. We're not really paying attention,
Yeah.
but it was just kind of weird, and
Yeah.
um, it was like Destiny. Like
Yeah.
it was an ammo soak, and I was like, really, dude. And
Well, I was
obviously
thinking
the
about it because
DLC
yeah,
looks promising, which
DLC looks fun,
we'll
but
definitely snag it.
the thing about that ending just kind of screwed me because I was like, no one's gonna talk about a missing kid. We're all gonna
or
talk
who the
about a
heck that
missing
kid
old man.
was. Like, I still don't understand.
Still don't understand. And then we don't even say goodbye to everyone that we've been like helping. They just
Yeah,
disappear on a boat afterwards. And we
I'm
didn't.
I'm
We're supposed to be fighting in a tower, but we weren't really in the tower. We're
I'm
like,
guessing the DLC adds more depth, which we'll figure it out, and we'll probably amend stuff we're saying
oh
now,
yeah,
because we blazed through that game, dude. We were just going.
yeah. It took some sessions.
Yeah, but anyway, besides those like those two boss fights and the ending, just because it was an ammo soak, you don't. Depending on what challenge, like what mode you're playing on, you're not gonna. It's not gonna be one of those moments where you're running through like Bloodborne or Dark Souls, and you have to die 100 times to finally conquer the enemy. Like the pacing, I would say is not perfect, but for those who are like not super hardcore into the dark nitty gritty action RPGs like Dark Souls in this game, you're not going to get hung up, and that's what I enjoyed the most out of it. Cause
Yeah,
I mean, yeah, we got frustrated, during those boss fights, but that's all we remember because everything else we kind of just like took a shotgun to the face and kept moving. Like it was,
yeah. We just like brute through it. We just were fighting
yeah,
the bosses, and we didn't
it's
realize there's like
yeah,
tricks to fighting each boss.
yeah, it's possible. Like you can still have fun with the game with your friends, and not you know die for an eternity just to move on to the next level. Like I get no elation out of that when you finally win. Like
Yeah,
as you lose, like we lost hours to those fights. Like I can't imagine losing any more.
I can imagine playing by yourself and try to fight those bosses. I don't
I
know if
know,
the
and people
bosses are
do it.
easy, if there's like a like less players or something like that, or if they're
Yeah,
the
I
same.
don't. I don't know if it's. I never really looked. It's our fault again, but like I never looked into if it's like Borderlands where it scales per player. Um,
Yeah,
and we were I don't even think we were playing on hard. We were playing on normal, and it was slapping us around.
ran a
Um,
couple of them. Yeah.
remember the first boss, like or the first major boss, like
Oh, it was like
Ent
a
the
tree
tree.
ant, and we're just like,
Oh
oh my
my god!
god, this thing's massive.
Like we didn't lose hours to that one, but we died. Like um, it was a challenge. Like I'm not trying to say, you know, the bosses are easy, because we died at every boss. Like we learned a lesson at every boss. It wasn't as devastating as other games are. Like the roguelike games
Yeah.
that are out there today.
Well, I just did some quick research on the fly research
Hmm.
with kind of like scaling and
This
multiplayer.
this just in.
Just in, yeah, news. Some people say they didn't disclose it. Apparently, some guy says, "Oh, they didn't just exactly stated that it scales, but they say there are some systems in place." That's their assumption. And then some guy was just like on Steam said that damage and health of any scale was size of party, but can't give you a confident answer because the developers didn't say anything about it.
Yeah. Oh well, it might be there. That's our
Yeah,
answer. It might be
yeah.
there. And honestly, it's
Gunfire
tough enough.
Games.
It's
Please
tough
don't.
enough for a group. Like even um like the first level or the first zone, Earth, and we're like in the sewers, um, in the close quarter combat with the exploders and like those mini giant sword bosses that you
Yeah.
can see in one of our videos at our YouTube channel and embedded in my article. And like that was still hard. Um, there's still, but yeah, it's a balanced game. I can say like some of the bosses are just like what I don't even understand, but it is balanced for the most part. It was enjoyable. There's enough action in it. There's enough,
Yeah.
games these days are now moving towards. I mean, Borderlands did it a shit ton where there's moments where nothing's going on. Like you just see the scenery, you're just moving. You're taking in the environment. You're like what we call like our loot breaks.
Oh
So
yeah, where we'd be looting around, figuring out what rings we want to wear.
yeah, well, yeah, our 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 trash rings.
Yeah, trash rings, and then try to figure out how to get trait points so you can have better
Yeah, that like
abilities.
maybe make a difference. So that's one of my gripes. Just because we blitz through things, like we had the same armor. for the whole game.
Yeah, but we upgraded our armor.
Yeah, no, it's
I don't
upgraded, but I
think you
mean
did.
it's like the same armor.
Yeah. You didn't upgrade
Like
till the last boss, your armor. And then
yeah, yeah,
you're
oh
like, oh
yeah, yeah,
crap,
yeah.
I was supposed to upgrade my armor? You're like,
Yeah,
I haven't really
I
been
had
upgrading
like
my armor. And I was like, yeah, well, that's why you've been dying.
I had so much like iron and whatever ore I needed for the armor. I was like, oh, this is easy. But yeah, like I'm one of those dudes coming from like the MMORPG background where like I like armor changing, in value and then also in appearance. Like I
Yeah.
like to see that physical progression. So I was like, wow, I mean, yeah, it's a cool trench coat, but like in a welding helmet.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is the same. Like I'm
We
looking
wore
at
we wore
this
the same
for
outfit the whole time.
yeah, I'm looking at this for like over 12 hours.
You know. That's like one thing. Like my most favorite game when it came to like personalizing your armor and getting different armor so you look better. Because I do it for the looks. Let's be honest. I didn't really care about the stats. That was it's like Assassin's Creed Revenant, I think it was.
Which one
And
was that?
it was Revenant. It was the one after 3, I think. It's where it was like I think you were Ezio when he was older and you were around in like
Okay.
Italy or something. I think. I don't actually have no idea.
You have no idea, dude. Are you not? Are you sure you're not talking about the one where it's Egypt?
No, no, that's a newer one. I'm talking about a really older one. Where
Oh
it was
yeah.
like back in the day where you can actually do multiplayer and you're like in Italy
Oh yeah,
and you can
yeah,
like
yeah. Okay.
assassinate each other.
Yeah, yeah. I know what you're talking about. Yeah, no, yeah, the Assassin's Creed game, like even
Revelation, yeah.
okay, yeah, even the newest one set in
Can be the same
Greece,
thing.
which is really well done.
Trying
Yeah,
to
they
remember
do
the
awesome
map.
with cosmetics. That's most RPGs do.
Yeah,
So
that's like one of my most favorite things, and the reason why I played that game and I finished the whole thing through, and I was kind of sad when it was done, was because I was able to buy armor with complete missions, and then I
yeah,
looked absolutely badass.
and that's what I liked about Ghost Recon. Like
Oh yeah,
so many customization options, and there was no there's no armor value, there's no weapon value. Like you can
yeah,
kit out, you can look the way you want, you can do the things the way you want, and then the new one ruined it with making it like the Assassin's Creed and mainly the Division with the tiered. Everything's behind a tier
yeah.
level now. It's like why? Like the first one was completely like up to you.
Normal, yeah.
But yeah, I would say Remnant, in that regard, allowed you to play the game the way you wanted to play it. Um,
Yep.
yeah, there was really, I mean, yeah, we died, but there was really no point in the game where we would have to turn around and redo something or farm something a different way. Like Brandon called me out on, like I didn't upgrade my armor. Like I would say we were halfway through the game and I stopped even carrying. I
Yeah.
was upgrading my rifle. That
I
was
mean,
it.
I chose like the most stupid mods that probably weren't helpful at the time.
Oh
What was
yeah,
one? It was like a tree plant or something like that.
yeah. The root thing. Yeah, I think you used that once, and you're like, never mind.
Yeah, I was like, oh, that's actually pretty bad.
And we got the cool one near the end where you like shoot the spikes or whatever.
Oh, the thorn ones.
Yeah.
Throw it in and you activate them. It explodes on them.
Yep.
Those were awesome. That's the only reason why we beat some of the bosses.
Oh yeah, yeah,
The
yeah. Yeah,
twins.
because just the multiple hits.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean overall, dude, would you recommend this game?
I mean, yeah. I mean, the engine's Unreal Engine, and I think just playing with the graphics itself and just playing as a third-person shooter, it's really good.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. And if you're looking, like we were, well, I guess what Ben was and dragged us along, but if you're looking for a new co-op game that you want to play with, even a duo or a trio,
Yeah,
um,
definitely worth
you
it.
can definitely, yeah, you can definitely get it done. You can definitely have fun with it, even if it's the base game. And we snagged it on sale, and it's Steam Summer Sale going on right now, so you could probably keep your eye out for it to pick it up for round two.
Yep.
And we're definitely going to come back and play the DLC. The newest one dropped like a couple weeks ago, and
Like
it
after
looks
it was like the
promising.
same day we finished was when the new one came out, the new DLC.
Yeah, I would say perfect timing
Yeah.
to actually learn what the game's about before deciding on that. And obviously, it's a bummer when there's no like collected edition. But yeah, definitely worth checking out. Definitely worth giving it a playthrough. Especially if you're not, if you're not even into Dark Souls or care about games in that genre. It's I don't want to say it's entry level, but it's accessible.
Yeah.
Unless you're bad at bridges, anything with a bridge.
Anything with a bridge, yeah. But I would say it's pretty entry level. I would say.
Yeah. Well, um, that's all I got. Any last remarks?
No, that's a special edition right there.
Yep. And we'll be doing this more in the future where, we look back on articles we've written and, give more depth to it. Especially those articles that people really like. And obviously, it's just fun to talk about. It's our experience and where you want to share that with you. And if you want more, please head on over to couchcatgaming.com and check out all of our articles we've written. We have over like 40 articles, enough to, get you through to the weekend if you're stuck at a desk. And we'll have our podcast there. And we have our social media linked up there. So
Yep.
head on out there and check out us on Instagram and Twitter. And we'll see you next time.
See ya.
Bye.